Well, there is a saying that US dollar is not backed by economic fundamentals, but by this. History is testament that whatever the Americans do, it's never without its own interest. You might say, it's not wrong to think about your own nation. But when it comes to oil, we all know what the US has done in the past. From Africa to Asia, the battle to keep the dollar afloat remains, and Balochistan has just been dragged into this war. Today, the United States has done something which has so many layers that even the brightest of geopolitical experts will scratch their heads. On 12th August 2025, the United States designated the Pakistani rebel group Balochistan Liberation Army and its associates as foreign terrorist organization. You might think it's protecting an ally or safeguarding the world from terror. But hey, when it's Trump, it's always far more than what meets the eye. Balochistan is not just a restricted province, but a region plagued by separatist strife as per Pakistan. It is one of the richest real estate plots on the global resource map. Buried within, its rugged mountain and arid plains are untapped resources, including gold, copper, iron, chromite, lithium, and most importantly, some reserves of oil and gas. Conservative estimates suggest minerals are valued at about $1 trillion, and the region houses some of the world's largest reserves for certain minerals which are necessary for both industrial growth and the modern military sector. With oil, gas and mineral consumption surging worldwide, Balochistan becomes an irresistible prize for any major power seeking to secure future supply chains. And of course, the American military-industrial complex is the flag bearer. The timing of terror designation is conspicuously aligned with President Trump's announcement of a new US-Pakistan oil partnership. In fact, the White House touted this deal with fanfare, promising joint development of Pakistan's massive oil reserves and accelerating a wider trade agreement. Details that arrived just days before the BLA move. It's apparent that Washington's interests in Balochistan are not limited to counter-terrorism, but extend to energy market access and supply guarantees for critical minerals, much like its resource-first approach in the past foreign ventures. Well, this is not just about economic value. It is equally a chess game against China's ambition. Through the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or the CPEC, Beijing has poured billions into Balochistan, constructing the strategic Garwat port and a web of transport and energy infrastructure. In fact, linking Western chains to the Arabian Sea. The US stance designating local rebels as global terrorists serves an implicit dual purpose. It paves the way for US-backed projects by clearing political obstacles, while also signaling American opposition to China's Belt and Road Initiative on Pakistani soil. But where does this put Pakistan? Well, who cares? Seems to be Donald Trump's vision. In fact, for Washington, every investment opportunity here is also a move to counter growing Chinese leverage in South Asia. However, this realignment between the US and Pakistan comes at a steep cost to Balochistan's people and to Pakistan's own internal security. The Shahbaz Sharif government is also seemingly trying to work with both Americans and Chinese. Well, how long will that last is anyone's guess. Islamabad, struggling to break free from an IMF-driven debt cycle, appears willing to monetize Balochistan's resource for short-term gains, even if it means exchanging lasting peace for further militarization and local unrest. History shows that such an extraction deals deepen repression. Displacement rises, militarization intensifies, and the Baloch are left watching as their wealth is carried off by outsider amid worsening violence. Then comes human rights, enforced displacements, military crackdowns. The silencing of dissent are likely to escalate as foreign interests reinforce hardline policies in the name of counter-terrorism. Remember, these are the same Baloch who refused to bow down to the British, The same proud people who did not want to be labeled as Pakistanis, the same persecuted group who has been leading the Pakistani military for every inch of Baloch land. Thus, the designation of the BLA as a terrorist group is not simply about fighting extremism. It's about enabling multinational interest in attraction, securing political leverage in global power context, and also cementing strategic alliances, all at the expense of Baloch autonomy and Pakistan's fragile stability. The fate of Balochistan, its people and their mountains full of buried fortunes hangs in balance. The latest chapter in the long global story where security, profit and power are indelibly intertwined.